And hold it. We're live on Instagram. Good morning.
It's Saturday.
At the shop. Tagline. Good morning. It's raining. God damn it. Hey, everybody.
It's the second month in a row that Carson Cigars in this barren, drought-ridden state of Texas has been rained out. In fact, I just saw the arc floating down the tollway here a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, that's it. It was right behind JP ripping down the tollway with just
a crisp
4 second
Jeep. This guy's nuts.
This guy, I don't trust him.
It is fun though. Today we have a crowd.
We do.
Most of the guys that are in here today, I still expect you guys. Hey, by the way, I still expect you guys to comment on here and pretend like you're sitting at home.
Yep, that's it. Good morning. What you smoking this morning?
It's September. Can I put my Christmas tree up?
Yeah.
Who took it down?
Who took it
Why
down?
does JP take the Christmas tree
what are we
down?
talking about today?
Let's talk about cigars. What happened last week?
Hold it. Here's what we're talking about today. This is Cigars 101 with Edgar Hoya. We've got new cigars in. We have
new cigars coming
in. We have new cigars coming.
We have Nelson coming in.
Big question of the day. So let's hop into it. Good morning. Good morning. Let's hop into this thing. First and foremost, what did happen last week?
The release of the 1880 Lancero was an even greater success than the first one. You know how I know? Because we started with
how many?
600.
Okay.
And we have this many. So
that's five.
That's five, soon to be 4. And
yeah. So it was tremendous.
Tell a little bit about, for those that weren't here, we had a packed house.
It was the closest thing to what I would call a blending session. He has 4 different boxes, 4 different holochos, little cigars, and basically what tobacco more or less made up what the 1880 is, what this little cigar is. And so we kind of went through, started lighting one, spoke about it, how it's different, what to expect from it. And
here's a demo of our boy Ron smoking all of the cigars at one time to do his blending. Because when you get a chance to take an 1880, which has an unbelievable 12-year-old wrapper, Mexican San Andreas, and take this wrapper and just roll it into its own cigar and smoke it, it was so good. And then you combine it with a binder, and then you get to taste Nicaraguan tobacco and Dominican tobacco and Mexican tobacco. It was such a cool experience. We had Edgar mic'd up.
Good morning, Lou.
We had Edgar mic'd up, and he was a little nervous. He said he's never done that before. He's always behind the camera. But I think he made a lot of friends that night. He brought a freaking keg of tequila. So I know he made a lot of friends that night. They probably hated him the next morning.
Well, once he said his first F word and it landed, he got really, really comfortable. And then
he looked over at me and goes, "Hey, man, I think I'm cussing too much."
Jesus, what a racist accent that was.
That was not racist. That was accurate. Edgar, you're watching. Tell me you're not offended. That was perfect. That was Edgar right there.
Was perfect.
Except he has the cool thing growing here.
Yeah. No, you can't. We can't do any of that.
Wait till you hear me imitate that guy.
TY. Yeah, it just looked like stealing fantasy trades.
And that's another thing. Fantasy really heated up this week, and it really brings the worst out of people.
It's from what we're seeing in the shop. A lot of fights. A lot of fights going on. How many fights have you gotten into?
How many stitches has your fantasy league had to get so far?
That's it. Ours is on the way.
We're at 9.
Morning, Christoph.
Good
morning, Guillermo. Jesus. Here's a question that I want to pose early into this thing quickly. What's more important, the blender or the blend? The owner or the cigar? What do you think? What is most important?
That's a very
good morning, Casey.
That's a very deep thought, and I've just barely gotten into this.
Okay, so with Petoro, right? How would you feel about the Petoro if you didn't know Patrick Martin? How would you feel about a Crux if you didn't know the Hogans? How would you feel about any of these?
It's a great point. It would be totally different. I think the thing that we did with Patrick, where we had the video, that you shot the video, and we had everybody that bought the Toros before they bought it, they watched the video because they needed to see what we saw.
Right.
and it was his passion is on another level. So you're right. I mean, it's a phenomenal cigar, but I might have walked past it.
Right.
I don't think anybody's going to walk past Edgar's one shot, one kill when it comes in.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, boy.
I bet you we sold 100 boxes out of the gate.
That's so good. That's so good. And that cigar that he gave everyone, that was his personal. What a cool thing.
At the end of the event with Edgar, for him to pull out 2 bundles of a cigar that he has just for himself, what did you do?
Sure. Sorry.
Technology. But he has a cigar that's only his. He has 4,000 that he just had for himself. Doesn't sell them. He should sell them.
He should.
I think it's because he has a tobacco issue. He can't get any more of that tobacco. But
yeah,
this one shot, one kills 8-year-old tobacco. It's like $8.99.
And what's interesting about that is when you look at those massive pilones, that you look at the huge stacks of tobacco, they have to rotate those once, completely break everything down and switch it over once every 15 days.
15 days. And that tobacco, well, and think about the 1880. Every 15 days for the last 12 years, this has been rotated on. Yeah. I have cars in my garage that I don't even think I've opened the door in. Definitely not.
Not long enough.
Years,
yeah.
4 years.
You should have to drive those.
We should do a car show up here.
We should stop the rain. You know what? It's interesting here. The owner makes a cigar. Without the passion, the cigar would not be the same. I think that's a distinctly industrial answer.
The owner.
I think when you look at other shops, other places, they may not have to. And I don't want to kind of toot our horn. I want to just talk about what industrial.
It's time to toot our horn.
It's time to toot it.
Yeah.
Our cigar smokers are ones that really enjoy passionate owners, passionate brands, and that's really a huge point of difference.
You know, it's interesting to say that because when Nelson Alfonso was here, owner of Atabay and Byron, we'll talk a little bit about that in a second. But when he came in the first time, he said, your customers, he's been to cigar lounges all over the world, your customers ask the most intelligent questions, and they are so passionate about learning about cigars. Better than anywhere else that he's been in the world. And I thought that was a hell of a tribute to our customers.
Hey, just for a second here, Christopher, we do appreciate that. Jeremy's here. We actually have your coffee brewing in the back right now. We're going to try this up. We're going to fire it up, and we'll let you know. We'll make sure to let you know what it's like. But if Jeremy likes it, then we like it. So thank you for supplying that. We're looking forward to it. Thanks for checking in with us this morning.
Oh, look, Kayla rolled out.
Kayla's in. Hey, Kayla, what do you have to say to Ty here? He's in here talking about how you two are going to play some basketball together in your garbage. Something.
No,
I don't know what he was
happened
saying.
where she was wearing a crown and he was something. I don't know.
I don't know what's in. So back to this. So back to the question. I don't want anyone to kind of forget through this, but it's a question that I've been asking myself. There are certain brands that I've either fallen out of love with them or I've started to really enjoy them. Is that because of the cigar itself, or is that because of the owner?
Well, but isn't the product a result of the owner? So if you have, I mean, we see some companies that have put themselves on a level that maybe they haven't earned yet. And we've seen some other companies that are fighting to get on that level.
Right.
And you almost want to take that journey with them. But for the guys that think they've already done it, that there's almost a certain, maybe it's arrogance or something, that to me trickles through the cigar, and I'm going, you know.
I think that's personality difference, though.
It could be.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it's having that scope because they're they're obviously fantastic, but that is a question that I want to continue to ask because I've been thinking about it for weeks and I can't figure it out. What is more important, the cigar or the owner?
Well, think about like when Robert comes up here, Robert Holt from Southern Draw comes up, everybody goes crazy. When Edgar comes in, he comes in all the time. We had Glenn Case come in this week, owner of Christoph.
Oh, let's talk about that for a second. Owner of Christoph comes in. We shot in ICCU.
Yeah.
We shot in Industrial Cigar Company University shot and got to learn a lot about Christoph. And I'll tell you what, I gained a lot of respect for the brand.
Yep.
After seeing he's a guy that is true in his roots, Christoph. He got the name from his son's name, Christopher. Shorten that up, he put a different spin on it. So he's been putting his family into the brand, which I think is something we can relate to. And this, in particular, the 685 Woodlawn, that's where he grew up. So it's like paying homage to where he's from cool. And who he is and why he's where he's at. So,
can I say something? I mean, there are guys that we have one guy here, Doug, that absolutely lives and dies for Arturo Fuente Sharp. Phenomenal cigar. But he smoked this and felt that it was better than a Shark. And what's the difference between this and a Shark? It's cheaper, and we can get them. Now, this was a limited.
It's less expensive. Let's get in the cap there.
Okay. You're right about him. This is why you sometimes are my second favorite.
You're always.
Keep going.
Shut up.
And by the way, does anybody feel sorry for this? I'm not even going to add an adjective to it. Andrew said it.
Dick.
2.5 weeks in Switzerland, and where else are you going?
Going Iceland, and then Switzerland to go hang out with Patrick Martin.
Demry. Good day, mate.
Good day, mate.
Jesus.
And then going to Munich for
this guy hasn't seen a map since the 60s.
Lifestyle Frisco in the house. I have a feeling there's going to be something coming up from them. They're pretty cool. I spoke with Nicole, their editor. That is true.
Those guys,
Frisco.
They are awesome. They're awesome. Well, that's good. Well, we're looking forward to whatever we see. Hey, speaking of Patrick Martin.
Speaking of.
I'm smoking it right now, but this is the Pitoro Gran Reserva Perfecto. Very, 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 very limited. Ron, how good's this cigar?
Awesome.
Awesome. You heard it from the man.
Mm.
Beautiful cigar. Perfect with coffee.
It's that element of effervescence that, like a champagne,
clean.
It hops in your palate. It's there. It's open. It's vibrant. But then when you exhale it, when you get rid of the smoke, it dissipates. It's super clean. Very nice. It's fantastic. So, the way, and I suppose this goes to everyone. We open at 10 a.m. on Sundays now. The football season's here. Start doing some calisthenics. Warm it up.
A lot of
Don't
stretching.
pull out a hammy. You just
need a lot of stretching because
Cowboys play. You don't even care. Like you don't even care about the Cowboys. You just.
That's it. You're out of the wheel. I thought
we were Husker fans.
We are Husker fans. Huskers play today.
They do.
They played Chad. Either that or I had 2 of those glazed donuts with the coffee. But Huskers play today in Colorado.
Ron Hancock donuts.
And for our friend Doc Franklin, that always has to make a point that we have to spill something every Saturday at the shop. I decided to spill about 15 ounces of cream all over the floor and the walls. And maybe almost 18 feet back there, we walked it off.
Unbelievable.
It was an epic spill. Almost as good as the one when you knocked the venti off.
Yeah. Hey, let's talk about what's en route.
We have, I wish I had a drum. Thank you. We have the Crust Epicures on the way. We have been waiting for these cigars since February. They came in February. They sold out 15 minutes later. It is a full-bodied cigar wrapped with this really elegant Connecticut wrapper. And then one of my standout cigars at the show was the Epicure Gallant, which is the San Andreas wrap.
Yep.
Epicure. But the cigar is phenomenal. We have all the sizes coming. We have some guilds coming. We have the Bull and Bear coming. Yes.
Cool.
And 15 boxes of Limitada. Boxes of 10. IPCPR limited edition, only 1,000 boxes made.
We fell off there for a bit because they were trying to perfect their production. I can't wait to get that stuff.
You know
back.
what?
I'm missing
Let's
it.
give a shout out to the Hogans.
Yeah, can we?
When you go to Nicaragua and you have dealers like us bitching on a constant basis,
Bitching.
constantly,
You.
me bitching constantly about, I could sell more of it if I had it, type of smart ass comments.
That stuff.
But when they go down to Nicaragua and they pull that cigar out and go, it's not perfect, scrap it, start all over. While we have to wait, their commitment to delivering a great product is something that it goes unseen, because people are going, oh great, you got it back in the humidor. There's a reason that there was a delay, and that delay was that cigar wasn't perfect.
Well, that brings it back to the blender of the blend, the owner of the cigar. You don't see what happens behind it. I think it just I think it goes with that. Hey, Lupe, just to let you know that we have a total of 5 screens, 4 televisions in the main room with the projector, like Ron said or Billy said. And the cool thing is every one of these have either their own Apple TV or Direct TV box, so they can be running independent, depending on what you want to watch.
And for those of you keeping score, we have 8 Sunday tickets. Not 1, 8, so we can watch 8 different games.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a great football season place to be. Cigars, football, it just matches up. Do we have anything else?
I'm excited that one of our members gets to play his first game of the season next tomorrow.
Yeah, next tomorrow.
Next tomorrow.
Next
number
tomorrow.
54.
You're gonna be watching next tomorrow.
Number 54, baby. Let's see you go out there and hit him.
Yeah. Yeah, that is so cool.
I'm so excited for Jalen. He did a great event with us with Acura this last week, and came in and hung out with the Acura folks and spent a couple hours with them, and they got to know who he is, and they're blown away by we're talking about Jalen Smith with the Cowboys, just blown away by the character that this kid has. And you just have to just go, you're 22 years old. I mean, it's
first off, he doesn't look like a 22-year-old.
No, he looks like a mountain.
He's just
with dreads.
Dread mountain, but just the smiliest dread mountain I've ever met. Fantastic guy. That's a great relationship. I never would have guessed. It kind of goes back to last week. What's been the most surprising thing that's happened? And I think it's important because we were talking about that 1 year mark. That's going to tick here in 3 days.
What is the date?
That's Monday, right?
Monday. Let's reflect on the fact that we've done customer appreciation events. We've done a bunch of stuff. But that is a milestone. Unfortunately, it's September 11th. It's a day we have burned in our memory now for 2 reasons. But September 11th was our first day opening and open to the public, and it was just since then it's been a roller coaster ride that seems like it was quick to get to the top, and it has just been fast ever since.
Yeah. And I think it's a good thing because on September 11th. It required the nation to come together. Right. And I think that runs a good flow of shop. And really get into what's important. And I think forever it will have to be what we strive to achieve, is offering a place where people can come together regardless.
Yep.
And be together. So
let's talk a little bit about the event this week.
On Friday,
actually during the day, Nelson Alfonso, Oliver will be in from the East Coast. Nelson, the owner of Atabey and Byron, is flying in from Spain, and he's going to hang out with us. And we're going to talk a little bit about the 4 new cigars that we have from Byron and Atabey.
Yeah, those are some exciting things. I think, in the words of Chris Pennington, talk about this Byron aristocrat here. Amazing. One word. You don't need more than one word.
He's been on Monster.com applying for jobs all day to support his new outlet.
Yep.
So Nelson will be here. This is a really rare treat, an opportunity to meet somebody that has really dug into the art of the cigar. He's in the process of writing a book.
464, right?
464. There's 464 steps from the seed to when you put the cigar in your hand. Rolling is just one.
Yeah.
And when you think about that whole process, he's going to document that whole process.
And I think what I'm most excited for everyone who comes to that is to get that kind of more or less that passionate speech that he gave to us. And I guess it's not even called a speech, but when he was talking with us and he talks about, it's about a recipe. That cigar is just like a perfect meal. You've got to have everything that works well together, and airflow is one.
How oxygen is a flavor element.
It's
the
an
amount
ingredient.
of oxygen an ingredient
Yeah.
that he pulls through there.
Yes.
Guys, come in. This is a rare opportunity. Nelson Alfonso he basically got his means by the developer of the labels and packaging for all the Cuban brands. He's actually employed by Habanos. So he's from Cuba. He is an amazing designer. He's won awards with his porcelain ashtrays that he does. His packaging, the Bahique boxes, the Cohiba labels, all of that stuff. If anyone can do how to spot fake Cubans, it's him.
That's the guy.
He designed the damn things. So
That would have been a good one to do.
that would have been a good one to do. But now here's what's cool. We're going to mic him up. And
If you don't shut up, I'm going to kill you. No, I'm just kidding.
So I put my cigar out on his arm.
So that's Friday.
So Nelson's coming. He's coming at 7. We're going to mic him up and just open dialogue.
Yeah.
And he's going to bring some goodies. We'll have some other goodies wrapped up. And are you having fun with those?
I know.
Jack offs?
I was hoping
It's a lot.
Back with something.
I know you guys are just sitting there in bed having just a great old time. Gene Mosley.
Yeah, he's coming
We're
up.
getting his cognac cigar.
Oh, that's Gene.
Yeah, that's Gene. He's got the
Oh,
50-year-old
that's
cognac.
right.
So that's who we're working
With some.
with. That guy
Whoa.
who's got the proprietary.
Oh,
you know
cool.
what to do what.
Yeah, he said he's coming up next week. That's fantastic. It's too bad I don't get to meet him.
Of course, Andrew's all over it.
Yeah. So
That's his task.
Yep, that's this Friday. We
Look
do
at that.
have it set up. We have an event page set up. Come on up. It's going to be a fun time. And that's it.
I think that's it. Sorry about cars and coffee.
Yeah,
We
sorry
got
about the rain.
cars and cigars. It's become cigars and coffee.
Cigars and coffee.
Maybe we should just do that and bluff the cart. I'll just drive the car.
Depends on what I don't know. If we can find a coffee roaster to set it up,
I wish we had a coffee.
I think we could find one.
We should. But hey,
So-
look, it's anniversary week. Come on up and celebrate with us. Let's have a cigar together. Let's talk about what we've done. Hey, the good news is let's talk about all the people that we've met. There's Guillermo.
Hey, Amelia.
So let's talk about everything we've done. What is that? Breakfast burritos.
Oh my goodness.
The food never
The food-
stops here. This is why Demery's put on so much weight.
Birthday cakes.
Oh,
Come on up here.
Yeah, come.
Meet everybody at the Weight Watchers check in.
That's it. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yes,
Still
we
have
do.
40% off
We-
the table. Yes, Brian, we do. We have a whole table of stuff that's shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. But we have some great stuff, some Ashton ESGs. There's some Perdomos left. There's some other stuff. 40% off. Come
Get
and
it
get
out.
it. Get it out of here. Forget about it.
Get it out of here.
Yeah.
Hey, do the accent. Now Guillermo's here.
He would never take it.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it. I'm gonna be documenting what's happening.
Edgar's online.
Oh, shit.
Hold it, Edgar.
Edgar, quick.
Edgar.
Okay. We have a quick question. Does this sound like you? Hey, say.
What did I say?
I think I'm cussing too much.
Hey, I think I'm cussing too much. Does that sound like
that-
you or not?
Is that racist?
Give me it is not racist. I'm imitating my good friend.
Well, jury's still out. I'm waiting.
Come on,
for it to
Edgar.
come
I
in.
need a thumbs up for Christ's sake. I'm dying over here.
TK's in the house. Hey,
TK,
let's get out of here before we get shut down because people.
before you offend somebody else and punch
Me?
your brother on here, spill something.
We have done all of those things today. We spilled something. We've offended most certainly.
I don't
one of
think
our
we.
favorite
No,
people
that's.
ever.
I think that thumbs up is from Edgar.
Oh,
That
there you
fucking
go.
shit is funny.
Oh,
I
good.
told you.
Easy. All right, we're getting out of here. Have a great
That's
day.
my Russian.
Come join us.
That's Russian. Have
Love
fun.
ya.
Have fun in Switzerland.
Thank you.
Jack off.
It's still live. People can understand that. They see that. B, come see us. Damn it.
That response was awesome.
That was so perfect.